Hello, everyone. Welcome to this reading for Mercury entering Aries. I'm Maritza of the Sybil Heart, and welcome to this tarot reading. Sorry that was a bit discombobulated, but Mercury in Aries is a time when communication could be a struggle because Mercury in Aries kind of gives us a quicksilver tongue where our thoughts aren't getting to our speech right away. Like, our mouth is running away with us more often because we're getting more impatient with, and this is going to sound weird, with how fast our minds are processing information and coming up with ideas, thoughts, phrases, and we just can't get them out quick enough. Let's see, there's more. I took some notes and I can't remember what I wrote. Why is it being weird? There we go. Let's see. So during the time when Mercury is in Aries, so it's going to be from today through May, today until May. We're going to be making decisions more quickly rather than taking in all the facts and making an informed decision. So, yeah, definitely impatience will be a big deal right now. So, this is a tarot reading that will be for anyone who comes across this reading. Or for people who have their Mercury in Aries on their natal chart. So if you want to find out where your Mercury is, you can visit any astrology report website, and many of them will have a free kind of generic natal chart reading that will start you in interpreting your birth chart. Okay. The first card is the Knight of Cups. The second card is the King of Swords. And the challenge card is the Ten of Swords. Okay. So right away, my mind wants to make it about two people, but I don't think that's what's happening. I think what actually is happening is that you are not listening to your own feelings and emotions. And I think the actual issue is that you are trying to appear stoic without letting your emotions either make judgments for you or judgments or decisions for you. And with the Ten of Swords, this has landed you in a problematic situation. I think being stoic is noble, right? Like, I mean, that's what it seems to be, but when you ignore your emotions and feelings about situations or when you have to make a decision, ultimately the end result is not going to be what you want. And you're going to be left wondering why this situation appeared. So I think you're trying to be stoic for noble reasons, but it's just not humanly possible to be stoic 100% of the time. And if you are stoic in specific situations, other people are beginning to misinterpret that as you not caring at all. And so when other people feel like you don't care, they're going to stop ignoring any opinions that you might have or like any ideas you might throw at them, because you are giving this this air and appearance that you don't care. So why would you care about the situation or the end results or the final decision? Then there's the Hermit as the foundation. So I think this stoic facade that you have, because let's face it, you're not emotionless, you are not unfeeling, has kind of isolated you from whatever dynamic you're in. I mean, you're still involved in the dynamic, you're still involved in the situation, but because you give this facade or aura that you don't care, you're not really interacting with the dynamic or the situation or the people. And so you kind of feel the phrase that's coming to mind is, no man is an island. So like this isolation is starting to grate at you. It's starting to chip away at your stoicism, at your stoic mask. And so your feelings are beginning to fester, in a sense. They're beginning to feel like they're rotting inside you, and you're becoming maybe vindictive, hateful. You're lashing out because you're feeling isolated, alone, because you've been putting on this mask for so long that you don't know how to express your feelings properly anymore. Then we have the Eight of Cups as the distant past. So, So something happened in your past where you felt like you needed to run away from your feelings. You needed to either hide your emotions, hide your feelings, because maybe you didn't understand how to process them. And you didn't, for whatever reason, you didn't think that asking for help was the right thing to do, or maybe you didn't know where to turn, or you didn't feel safe in asking for help. And so you just ignored your feelings. You ran away from them. The Ace of Swords. At some point, you realized that logic and rational thought was the right way to go. And perhaps it did work for you for a while, to the point where that is the only thing you value. You always try to ignore your emotions, but right now your emotions are very strong, and you don't know how to process them, and you don't know how to make decisions properly revolving around your emotions because you have been ignoring them for so long. One thing I'm noticing with the Ace of Swords is that it's at the top of the reading. It's placed at the crown of the reading. This is influencing the whole dynamic. And at the very tip of the sword is a crown. And I'm thinking rational thought and logical reasoning are of utmost importance to you. And so now you're dealing with the emotions that are creeping up inside you. And you're beginning to get angry with yourself, perhaps. That you are more emotional than you believed yourself to be, because after all, you are human. You're not a robot. You're not a Vulcan. You're human. You have feelings. You have emotions. And they might be things that cannot be ignored. One thing I will say is this is the perfect time to seek therapy. And one thing I'm noticing, especially among men, is that they don't want to go to therapy because they don't want to talk about what they've done in the past, or what got them to this point to seek therapy, because they don't want to be judged. And I will just say that a good therapist will not make you feel judged. They will not. That is their job. Part of their job is to give you a safe place to navigate whatever it is that you feel like you need to work through. So I just want to throw that out there for people who need to hear it. And this is not just for men. This is for everybody. But I have been hearing a lot, at least through personal relationships, my personal relationships, many of the men, my family members, and some of my friends, male friends, are saying that they believe therapy is dumb because, they have to talk about their past and figure stuff out, and they don't want to get emotional about it. But if that's something that needs to happen, like that, going to therapy will allow you that space for that to happen, because it's a necessary process. If that is what happens when you go to therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just throwing that out there. Okay. Continuing with the reading. In the position of the near future, I'm just giving my cards a quick shuffle. We have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing with this now. So what's happening now is that what you believed Stoicism to be when you began your journey through your life this way, with this Stoic personality trait, I guess, is no longer, the definition of Stoicism is changing for you. And so you feel like you have to the term I want to use is recalibrate, like you're some robot or something. But it is like, the other term I want to use is rearrange. Like, it is rearranging itself. The definition of Stoicism, the way that you've been using it anyway, is kind of changing. And you're seeing that there is value in adding your emotions and feelings into your Stoicism. It's becoming a healthier version of what you're trying to do. And I'm not going to say that Stoicism is right or wrong, but like I will say that if you do use Stoicism incorrectly, like I was saying before, it does make you feel like you don't care, and that is not what Stoicism is, in my opinion. And also, it's not sustainable. Like, you can't be unfeeling and uncaring 100% of the time. You will be in situations where, as we've been gathering through this reading, you will be in situations where you do care, but your definition of Stoicism is getting in the way of you. It's just getting in the way. It's getting in the way, and you're getting in your own way. So things right now are feeling turbulent, rough. There's more contentious feelings between people or situations. Okay. But that mask is crumbling, and something new for you is growing in its place. With the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. I feel like the Ace of Swords is what's happening as the mask is crumbling, and the Page of Pentacles is there's something new that is growing. And you're learning, you're yeah. Okay. So in the position of the outer influences, we have the Six of Swords. So your usual tactic of running away from situations where you have trouble being stoic is no longer working. This is something that is following you. It's something you can't run away from. Basically, you've become a ghost to yourself. And like I was talking about before, you feel like your feelings are rotting and festering inside you. I know that's kind of dark, but and like that's what you've been trying to run away from, but because this is something that's within you, you can't really run away from it, and you can no longer ignore it. It's something that you have to deal with, and if it gets so bad, please, I'm begging you to go to therapy. Or alternatively, speak to a trusted friend who has been through a therapeutic process, because they'll understand at least a little bit of how to navigate whatever's going on with you. And I'm only mentioning that because some people can't afford to go to therapy, or like they are stopping themselves from going to therapy. So please do speak to someone at least. Especially someone who has gone to therapy, because they will know a little bit about how to help you navigate what you're going through. There will be a point where they won't be able to help you, but they can, at least help you navigate the beginning of the process at the very least. Okay, so running away is no longer working. You have to begin to face whatever it is that you're feeling. Inner influences is the 7 of Swords. Inner influences. Okay, so with the 7 of Swords, I'm seeing that you were trying to be, with being stoic all the time, you were trying to be diplomatic, you were trying to be cautious, but this started to become your entire personality, and so you began to appear, at least on the outside, like you didn't care. As I was saying before, and so because of that, people began to not consider your opinions, not weigh or give any value to your ideas, and so now you feel like you've been pushed out, ostracized from your community, your dynamic of the situation, whatever it is. To make things a little lighter, I will say the 7 of Swords often reminds me to, it kind of points to what I like to call the dusty aura. So it's a good time to get, if you're into it at least, it's a good time to get your aura cleansed, and you can do that in a variety of ways. You can literally cleanse your body, or you can do a spiritual cleanse, or what have you, visualize meditation, chakra cleansing. There are many ways to do it, to cleanse your aura, but the 7 of Swords just points to the fact that your aura might feel a bit heavy, a bit dusty, so it's time to give it a clean. The other thing I want to mention is this is also a time to do the unexpected. And maybe saying how you feel every once in a while might take everyone by surprise at first, but that'll definitely be unexpected. And it's going to take some time for people to think you're being serious. So just don't give up if people don't take it the right way the first time. And also learn how to, it's a good time to, and this is also going to take some time, learn how to express your emotions, express your ideas with how you feel without letting it get the better of you. Okay, now for the hopes and dreams card. What are the hopes and dreams? We have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so you still value Stoicism. You still want to keep that close, but you do want to learn how to express yourself better while also still being stoic about it. So this is a very important thing that you value. You value not letting your emotions make decisions for you. You value being calm in whatever situations come up. But that doesn't mean that you are unfeeling. That doesn't mean that you don't care. And like I was saying before with the Page of Pentacles, that is becoming a new definition of Stoicism for you. Because you believed that Stoicism was about not caring, not feeling. Or at least that's how you made it appear. That's how you made Stoicism express itself through you. And that definition of Stoicism that you've given is no longer working for you. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry about my squeaky chair there, but oh, what card just fell out? The Ace of Wands. So I'll read that with the outcome card. The Ace of Wands. And the Empress. Okay. The Ace of Wands is... Alright, no, hold on. I said I was going to read it with the Empress. Okay, so... the first thing that comes to my mind is that someone who is wise in their emotions is probably the best way, like to get help from them is the best way for you to navigate the situation that you're going through right now. Now, I will always advise for you to go to therapy, but again, a trusted friend who has gone through the therapeutic process will at least be able to help, will at least be able to help you navigate the first, the beginning steps of you processing the situation that you're going through. And that's only if you're having trouble finding a therapist at first, or if you can't afford therapy. Okay. The Empress specifically is pointing to the wisdom of your feelings and emotions. Listening to how you feel, how your body feels, how how certain emotions make your body feel through certain situations is very important. And it's something that with the Page of Pentacles, again, the Page of Pentacles is very powerful in this reading. But this is something that is emerging. This is something new for you that is emerging. You can still be the stoic person that you want to be and listen to your feelings and emotions. But first you have to learn how to listen to what's happening within you, how to interpret that as an emotion and process those emotions. And you can no longer ignore them. That is not something that you can do anymore. The Ace of Wands is this new version of you that is flourishing, that wants to flourish and bloom. So the Page of Pentacles is what's cracking through the facade of your definition of Stoicism. And the Ace of Wands with the Empress is saying, when you learn how to navigate your feelings and emotions through the stoicism that you highly value, you will begin to flourish in any environment that you're put into, any situation, any dynamic, because you are expressing yourself authentically. You are no longer relying on that definition of stoicism that you believed was true. And it's going to be rough at first, right? Because that's just when things change. It's always a rough. It's always rough to navigate the beginning of that change. But you will get to if you if you follow the advice that I've been giving, which by the way are just suggestions, you don't have to, everything I'm saying is always up to you to decide, always. But if you do follow it in whatever capacity that you can, you will begin to flourish, thrive, grow in a way that you never thought possible, in a way that your definition of Stoicism was keeping you caged in and locked inside. So the Empress and the Ace of Wands are here to say that it's time for you to grow with your emotions and your feelings. But if Stoicism is part of your core values, if you really do believe in that as like in the very core of your being, you will learn how to implement it while also feeling your feelings, listening to your emotions, and using them to express Stoicism in this way. But to figure that out, to figure out if Stoicism is part of your core values, you will have to begin to listen to what your feelings are saying, what your emotions are saying. And they might be saying they will be saying the exact opposite. Like this is a time where you're going to be listening to your entire self rather than dampening or ignoring or silencing what you are feeling, because you believe that Stoicism was about being unfeeling, being uncaring. But that is not correct. And so the Empress is saying that it's time for you to flourish and to bloom and to blossom and to grow. You're going, and with the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands is saying you're going to be stronger for listening to how you feel and what your emotions are telling you. Okay, in terms of astrology, we have water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, with the Knight of Cups. We have air signs with the King of Swords, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have Virgo with the Hermit. We have the planet Venus with the Empress. Oh, and with the Page of Pentacles, we have Earth signs, which is Capricorn, Taurus, and oh my God, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. All right, that is it for this reading. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.